Hey guys, just wanted to show my face. It's been a little bit. Since I last made a video, I have not binged, which is number one. And I haven't overeaten. I haven't eaten any sugar, flour, or starch. I've been completely on plan, and I've been exercising. So I've been doing the things that I need to do to go forward. That isn't to say that it's been easy or I've been skating along, because I haven't. So I've had a lot of hard nights, and a lot of it is the depression that I'm still coming out of. It's not all at once or anything. You don't just snap out, but I'm taking small steps in the right direction, and I'm beating it, but it's still very, very hard. And the other thing is that it's a very long and lonely journey. And sometimes I get really overwhelmed with the enormity and scope of what I need to do, having already done it before and then ended up in nearly the same place. It's a little disheartening, and it really chips away at the self-esteem and the self-confidence, which is something that I need. So it's been hard to deal with that. And some nights are better than others. But a lot of the time I feel really alone and really isolated from everything. If I just keep taking these steps one by one, that eventually I'm going to get out of the cloud and I'll be able to see clearly, and I won't be there anymore. That's my only hope, and I know that it's right. I know it's true. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just keeping my head down and keeping one foot in front of the other and trying not to let myself get overwhelmed. I don't always succeed, but I do my best to try to look positively at things and not so pessimistically and cynically. But there's a voice in my head that is constantly filling it with negative stuff, and sometimes it's hard to quiet it. And sometimes it's so loud that I can't hear anything else. So a couple weeks ago, I weighed against the advice of all the people who know what they're talking about. And I had been on the no sugar, no flour for 3 weeks, and I just had to know what was happening, because I felt like I was eating a lot, because it's quite a bit of food. There's a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit. I weighed, and I had lost 10 pounds in that 3 weeks, which was a total of 32 pounds since January 3rd. So I was excited to see that, and I was really just relieved knowing that this plan really actually works. Shed for Life and my nutritionist told me that once I was on this plan, I wouldn't need to have control, and I didn't understand what that meant, because how could I do it if I didn't have control over the binge eating? How could I succeed if I didn't have that under control? And I know what they mean now. I don't need to have control because it's not there. It could come back, and I could do something dumb, and it could come back and I could slide right off the edge, and that's always going to be there. But this is manageable, and it's the first time it's ever been. I walked up to pay my water bill, the same thing I did a month ago today. I made a video about it when I got back, and this time I did it without my cane, and I did it much faster and with way less pain and back aggravation. I didn't have to stop once, and with my cane I was still stopping maybe 5 or 6 times on the round trip. So that is progress. That is a non-scale victory, and that is so cool. Just 1 month later to be able to go and do that, it made me feel really good, and I needed it, because the last few days have been tough. So I'm working on a video right now. Me and Shed for Life have been in contact for like a decade, and we've been making videos back and forth, supporting each other, because we both deal with binge eating disorder. We both deal with food obsession and compulsion to binge. So we have a lot in common. So we've always stayed close and helped each other along. And as I've said in previous videos, he is the reason I'm here. And not just making videos, he's the reason I'm at where I'm at in my life. The reason I'm not a slave to the binge eating disorder like I was. And he's the reason I'm moving forward, because without him I certainly wouldn't. So to Shed for Life out there, I love you, baby. So I saw the folder where all of the videos I made to him are stored, and I started going through them, and I thought it would be really smart and eye-opening, enlightening, and in a way therapeutic for me to stitch together the highlights of the last 2 years of my life before I came onto YouTube. I don't want it to seem like I just one day woke up and said, hey, I'm done with this binge eating disorder and this depression, and I'm just going to crush it. That's not what happened. It was years and years of trying and not succeeding, and trying and banging my head against the wall and being desperate and scared and depressed and hopeless. And I really hit rock bottom, and I got further down than I've ever been in my life. Watching those videos and comparing it to where I'm at now, it was so eye-opening that I couldn't even believe it, and it's so encouraging to me now, knowing that I'm doing the thing that I've wanted to do for decades and that I've always hoped that I could do, and I'm doing it right now. And so I thought I would stitch that together and share it with you guys. It's going to be kind of long, definitely long, probably over 20 minutes, but it's the last 2 years of my life. So if you want to see someone struggle with food obsession for real, because I never thought anyone would see this except for Shed. So it's as real as it's going to get. And what that's like, maybe you struggle too. And, you know, people make these videos on YouTube and you can't capture the whole story. And there's a lot of negative. And I think we all share in that a little bit. And maybe you'll relate to some of the things that I talk about or I'm going through. But look for that. If it's something you'd be interested in seeing, look out for that. It's going to lead up right into, I think, when I made my first video, which I think I was wearing this shirt when I did. So full circle. All right, guys. I hope everyone's doing well and keep fighting the good fight.